This is my updated survival tin. On the outside, holding the lid shut, I have two heavy-duty rubber bands that you can get at the supermarket. They use them to hold together clumps of broccoli. And you need them because without them, the lid will pop right open because it's so full of stuff. You might also be able to use these as improvised tourniquets if you were to injure a limb when you're out in the field. Inside, I have a mini Bic lighter, and when you use all the fuel up, you can still use it to light fires with the flint and steel striker. I have 3 trick birthday candles that have gunpowder in the wick, so they're not easily blown out. So in the wind, they would stay lit better than a normal candle would to help you light a fire if what you're trying to light was wet. Inside this sealed straw, I have some Neosporin. In here, I have 2 Tylenol tablets. Here I have a small LED flashlight with some string wrapped around it so that you can hang it around your neck and it'll be useful that way and real handy. It's fairly bright and it's very small. This one is a nano light made by Streamlight. There's a lot of companies out there that are making these. They all use the same batteries and they have the same LED and they cost about $10. Also, I have a Commando wire saw. It's really small. They usually come with rings attached to these loops that you can put your finger through, or a tree branch so you can pull. I took those off so that it would be more compact. You could potentially wrap some paracord through there to make little loops and put a tree branch through it or whatever so you can get a hold of it. I also have 10 feet of World War II military issue tripwire to use for making snares. And from bestglide.com, Fresnel lens. So this can be used to light fires when the sun's shining, save your lighter, or as a backup, and it's incredibly small. And they only cost $1, so figured I'd include that in my kit. I also have alcohol prep pad if you need to disinfect an injury, or if you needed to disinfect one of these sewing needles if you had to sew yourself up, that I got in here too. This is 2 feet of aluminum foil, and I'll show you what you can use this for in a minute. I'll just set that aside for now. I also have 2 utility knife blades that have been oiled in a makeshift sheath. And every day with me I also carry one of these utility knives here like this. So having those blades with me is really useful. You can flip them around, use both sides. But even if you didn't have a knife like this that you carry with you, just having a really sharp blade like this, just to use it like this, you could maybe even split a stick and make a handle to use it. In here I have some fish hooks that have been oiled, and then they're between 2 layers of newspaper and then sealed in duct tape. In this little package I've got a couple of Band-Aids and some butterfly bandages in case you had a really bad cut, you needed to hold yourself together. I also have 3 packages. There's 2 tablets in each package. This is Micro Pure water purification tablets. One of these tablets will purify a quart of water. And here, this is probably the most important thing in the whole kit. This is made by a company called BePreparedToSurvive.com. That's where you can get it. It costs a couple bucks. But it's a water bag, and it's really compact. It's got a line here that measures out 1 quart, but it will hold 36 ounces. So a liter is 34 quarts, so a couple ounces more, or a liter is 34 ounces, 2 ounces more than a quart. So depending on what kind of purification tablets you had, it would still work. It's got this thing here so you can fold it down over itself to seal it, and fold it and twist it up and carry it. A really nice water bag, canteen. Also in here I have dental floss to be used for sewing up your clothes, sewing up your skin if you got cut really bad and those butterfly bandages weren't enough. Here's a couple of needles, and you can also use it for fishing line. I think that the unwaxed type of dental floss is probably the best because the knots that you tie into it won't slip out as easily. I also have a couple of iosat tablets. These are iodine, and in the event of a nuclear explosion, even if you weren't in the kill zone, maybe you were hundreds of miles away downwind, nuclear blasts create radioactive iodine and your thyroid absorbs it. So in the event of a nuclear attack, if you were downwind, if you take this, it loads your thyroid up with clean iodine so that your body wouldn't absorb any radioactive iodine. And the reason for that is even if you survived the attack, years later your thyroid can fail if you've absorbed radioactive iodine, and you can get thyroid cancer. All sorts of bad things can happen to you. So it's a simple preventative measure. You should have more of these, but in a little survival kit that you have in your pocket. This is a start. You take 1 per day, and you hopefully have more of that at your house. Inside this little straw, I've got 3 split shot lead sinkers for fishing. So that's the basic kit. There's a few ways to start fires, and I'm going to show you that there's a couple ways to purify your water. So what I do with this aluminum foil is it's folded over in a square. So it's about 2 feet, and you fold it over, and then you fold it over diagonally, and you want to be sort of gentle with it, because if you kink the aluminum too much, it'll make little pinholes where it can leak. And the whole idea of this is a water container, so you don't want it to leak. And basically what you do is you're folding it like an origami cup. So you fold it diagonally, and then you fold the 2 sides like this, and then you take your multi-tool or whatever you have to take a small piece of your snare wire and cut it off. I have a little piece prepared here. Here's some wire, and you fold this wire in half, and then you take and open up the center part of your cup and put the snare wire, one wire on either side, and you twist it where it meets here. And you fold these tabs over the wire. Okay, so you twist this here, and then you open it up and connect these 2 parts, the wire here, and you can suspend this over a fire to boil water for purification or to make rabbit stew. And as you can see, it's plenty strong to hold the water. Not everything included in the survival kit would be what I would have on me in a survival situation. I also carry a Leatherman charge on my belt every day because it's so extremely handy. It can cut wire here, and it's got a lot of other functions. It's really nice to have this. If you didn't carry something like this on you every day, you might consider carrying a small multi-tool, something like this, in your kit. It'd take up some space, but you can do quite a bit of things with it. You could pull a fish hook out of a fish's mouth that you catch. It's got wire cutters and stuff. It's kind of nice to have it. Also, as well as carrying paracord in my shoelaces, or replacement for my shoelaces, I've made a watch band. I found these instructions off the internet on how to make this, and it's just a replacement. You know, there's 10 feet of paracord making this strap, and I could undo it, and inside the paracord there's a bunch of smaller strands that are pretty strong, and then you can even divide that up further. So it's always good to have some kind of rope lashing material available to you, and it doesn't all have to fit in the survival tin. This is just things that can help you out that is extremely small. The more prepared you are, it's not a survival situation anymore, it's camping.